Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly Ann, and today I'm going to be showing you a get ready with me on the look that I'm wearing today. All of the products that I'm using will be featured in my weekly makeup basket, which hopefully I will film and upload sometime this weekend, probably on Sunday, because Sundays is usually like, whenever I really switch out my products, but I've already picked them out. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just hop right into it. Okay, so to save a little bit of time, I've already primed my face. The first thing that I used was another one of these deluxe size samples of the MAC Natural Radiance primers. Spoiler alert, I finished it, so there's another thing for my empties. That's exciting. And then just in the areas where I need it, I put the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I only use like a pea-size amount of this stuff. I really like it. I don't necessarily think I need a pore-filling primer, except right here, which is the only reason I keep one around. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and conceal these dark circles under my eyes. It is too early to be alive right now, so I'm using my brand new Becca brightening under eye concealer. I used up another one and I showed it in my empties, which I can link in the cards above if I can figure out how to use that. But this is a newer one, so I'm just gonna warm it up with my fingers and stick it in like the darkest areas of my eyes. I have a mirror over here, just so you know, like using this is going to be kind of complicated. So, yesterday I had a job interview. Not gonna say where, but I'm really excited. And then as soon as my job interview was over, I actually got recruited somewhere else. So after I go to work today, I'm gonna go talk to these people as well to see my options, I guess. I already know genuinely where I want to work, but it never hurts to weigh your options, right? I'm just kind of ready for a career move, not necessarily change, just a change of scenery. I obviously want to work in cosmetics, or jewelry, one of the two. They're two things I really have a knack and a passion for. Anyway, that's the brightener. Next thing I'm going to do is do the rest of my face, and then I'll actually use like real people concealer. This just livens up my face. So the foundations that I'm using are my absolute favorite foundations to ever be created. The first time I ever heard about them was from Pixie Woo. They used this stuff all the time. Lisa Eldridge loves this stuff, and it's the MAC Face and Body. And what I love about it is that it's waterproof, so it literally doesn't budge. Like, I can wear this all day long and I don't have to worry about it. And honestly, this is the foundation that I'm like, I don't even want to try another one. Unfortunately, I have to mix colors. I'm always in between shades. They're quite yellow, and you do have to mix them up really well. And I also cleaned my beauty blenders before I started this video. Man, that is a forehead. Big old forehead. That's okay though. I also have a very big nose, but I actually really like my nose. It's the only thing from my biological father that really stayed with me. Like, I have a couple of his features, but None really. Just his nose. I look exactly like my mother. I'm turning into my mother too. I think the older you get, the more you realize that, but you also don't want to admit it. I'm just talking about nothing. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. There's really no rhyme or reason for anything that I'm saying. Just whatever comes off the top of my head. I took my anxiety medication this morning, so until it actually starts working, I'm very, like, kind of high strung and all over the place. I guess is normal. But yeah, so there is MAC Face and Body. It looks super, super shiny, but once it dries down, it it doesn't look as shiny, but it gives you such a beautiful, like, luminous finish to your skin, which I really like. I really need to stop looking here and look here. It's a bad habit because I can see what I'm doing here. I know, it's annoying. I hate when people do it, so I really need to stop doing it, but I also understand why people do it. All right. This is gonna seem kind of like a MAC heavy. Get ready with me for, like, the face products, because now I'm gonna use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Something about their face products, they just do them well. They're very classic. They are kind of a no-fail go-to. Not saying that I don't like trying other things, but every time I go back to stuff like this, I'm like, why did I even bother? And I'm just gonna use the teeny tiniest bit. I use about a pump and a half, and I know a pump is too much for your under eyes, but I put it, like, all through the center of my face, especially now that I have color, because it acts as a teeny tiny bit of highlighting. I'm not, like, a huge fan of, like, a super highlighted T-zone, but sometimes it's not so bad. And I also have this, like, scar right here from a zit that I popped, which we all know we're not supposed to do. And so I'm just going to even it out on this side because I don't want concealer here and none there. And then I'm just going to put the rest around my nose. So basically I'm covering my whole face, let's be honest. Done, like, blending in the concealer with the corner of the sponge, I go back where all the foundation is and just, like, seamlessly blend it into the rest of my face. That way I don't ever have that, like, triangle effect. I just want it to look all completely melded together. I'm gonna have to cut so much of this out, aren't I? That's okay. Alright, so that's done. Now I'm just gonna powder. And of course I'm gonna use my Dermablend setting powder. Best stuff I've ever used, except it's really messy. And the brush that I use to do that is actually one by e.l.f. It's their powder or complexion brush. I love this for powder. I think it just distributes the perfect amount. So I put a little bit on the brush and then swirl it in the cap. And then I always start at, like, the center of my face and work my way out. Of course, bring it onto the neck where I put that foundation. What time is it? Oh, good. I have so much time. Isn't it true that the more optimistic you are, the more time you think you have, so the more often you're late? I read that, and so I use that as an excuse to my boss, and I'm like 2 minutes late. That's terrible, isn't it? I should not admit that. They usually laugh it off, though, so that's good. I actually really do work for a great company, and if I end up leaving, I'll be sad, but on the same token, like I said, I'm 25. I'm ready to venture, go places. in the corporate world. Does anybody ever say that? I'm ready to go venture in the corporate world. It's also strange because I went through such a huge phase of like piercings and stretching my ears and getting tattoos where they're nearly impossible to cover up, and now I'm just like, shit. Like, what am I gonna do about this? Like, obviously there are ways to do it, but it's just like, more than anything, it's just a hassle now. Do I regret it? No, but at the same time, it's like, I really hope these people take me seriously. Which is hard to do. I try not to be too serious. I like to bring charisma and spunk wherever I go most of the time. Unless I'm in a bad mood. Then I'm just cranky. It's fine though. Okay. So my face is set. Derma blend. Now I'm going to prime my eyelids with yet another MAC product. This is MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Again, this is one of those things that is a never fail, and as you can see, there's a huge dip in it. This is my second container of this. Typically every year on my birthday I buy another one. It takes me about a year to finish them because I go back and forth between liquid eye primers and this one depending on the time of the year, you know? Sorry, I have to have my coffee. So I always like warm it up before I try applying it because it can get a little bit dry if you don't do that. So I guess I should mention, even though I'm sure I will in the intro, that everything I'm using is actually what's going to be in my makeup basket for the week, which I will upload sometime in the next couple days. Or maybe I'll upload it like at the end of the week whenever I'm, no, I'll just upload it like tomorrow or something, I don't know. That's another thing, like I'm really bad at schedules unless like they are written out for me, and I don't like to write out schedules for myself. Like I'm really, really good at like helping people schedule things, and I'm really good at following schedules when they're made out for me, but when it comes to like making one for myself, I'm like, no. I like to live on the edge. That's not true. I'm way too high strung to live on the edge. All right. So that's done. And now I'm going to set it with my Pennant palettes. And I'm going to use the cream shade in it. Of course, you guys, if I use this in any type of like get ready with me, I'm not gonna show it to you because I don't want you to see any progress that I'm making. Not that there has been any since yesterday, but you know, you get the drift. So that's set, and then I'm just gonna go in with one of the crease colors in here, just for some blending. Oh, I want to show you guys one of my favorite blending brushes. I've had this for years. I used to use it as like a setting my primer kind of brush because I was like, dude, this is way too big for like crease work. Turns out it's literally the perfect one for my eye shape. So I'm gonna kind of take a mix between the two like warmer tones in this palette. Also, like if you're doing makeup on clients, please don't ever blow on your makeup because the bacteria from your mouth gets in there and that's really gross, but it's mine, so I don't really care. So I kind of just take it on its edge, and where the shadow is in my eye, that's where I place the color, and it just sets it in like the perfect spot. I don't even know how to explain it. Kind of does the work for me, which is great. I love when things do the work for me. This looks a lot darker on camera than it is in real life. Huh. Strange. Yeah, it's a lot darker on camera. I also could be washed out by this window. Yeah, I'm probably just really washed out by the window. The car mirror will tell me the truth. Car mirrors always tell you the truth. And you're like, I didn't ask. and it's like too bad. Alright, so there's one eye. Another thing that I really enjoy doing is like pulling my eyeshadow out this way because I have almond shaped eyes. So if I try to do like a rounded eyeshadow look, it just makes me look like I have walnuts for eyes instead of almonds, and I prefer almonds over walnuts. You know those moments where you're like, why am I putting myself on the internet? I'm having one of those moments right now. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep putting myself on the internet. That's it for my Becca palette. Now what I'm gonna do, because the other palette that I have in my weekly makeup basket is my Mountain Renaissance palette. I haven't gotten too much use out of this yet. It's still, I think I've only had it like a month and a half, if that. Now choosing the colors is going to be the hard part. I'm wearing a red blazer today. I don't want to like overdo the red, but I do really want to use red ochre. But subtly, like super subtly. And then I'll decide from there. We'll just go from there. So the brush I'm going to use, I have way too many makeup brushes, which is really not that many compared to like what a lot of people have, but like I get really overwhelmed. Again, high strung. I'm really high strung. I'm sorry. Before I keep going, there's this weird thing that I like to do. And I like to set my eyebrows before I do them because I find that like my pencil or my pomade really glides over them after I set them. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Gel, just a clear one, and let it set while I do the rest of my eyes and face. And then I go back and do eyeliner, mascara, and eyebrows, which I will probably do off camera if I'm being totally honest here. Because those are things that I really suck at doing on camera, which is why, like, I'm not really positive that I could be, like, an on-camera, like, makeup artist, even though it's what I do for a living. It's really sad, isn't it? Like, and I also find that I do makeup on other people so much better, and I think it's because I'm terrified I'm gonna mess it up, so I'm, like, super meticulous with my face. I'm just like, looks good enough. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques blending brush. It looks identical to the MAC 217. It's just synthetic. It's like hella dirty. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Whatever. This is my life. This is true life dirty makeup brushes. Red ochre. And I'm going to start it on the bottom lash line and kind of like bring it up and then move it a little bit into the crease. I have a feeling these eyeshadows are going to be as easy to hit pan on it as Lorac ones are, which I guess I'm fine with. But I like these colors better than the Lorac palette, like the Lorac Pro. I love the unzipped and unzipped gold. Those are like, ugh. I honestly feel like if I were only in like, you know, your average girl, those would be the only two palettes I would need. But I'm just not your average girl. In the comments, if you want me to shut up, you can just say it. Alright, so bringing it kind of low under the eyes, and then I'm just going to subtly sweep it into the outer corner. Still need to put some dry shampoo in my hair. So I'm just putting a little bit there, and then I'm going to take like a really fluffy blending brush and like fix this hot mess that's going on. This is one by Royal and Nickel. I found these at TJ Maxx for like $15 or something. There's a whole set too, and they are like soft, like really soft. Is it ridiculous that I really want like the $400 brush set from Sigma, like the rose gold one? Like tax time, hey. I should really be more responsible than that, but you know, whatever. Alright, so just kind of going around the edges. Like I said, I don't want this to be like ba-bam red. Like I don't want to look too matchy-matchy with my blazer, but I want it to look like I tried. So there's that so far. It's not like you can tell me right now. Okay, and do I want to deepen it at all? Not particularly. I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Then I'm going to take a flat shader brush, because I know I have 20. This one's dirty too. Also, sorry about like my comb over. I haven't put any effort into my hair yet. I just got out of the shower, and my shower cap didn't work, so my hair got wet anyway. I hate when that happens. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a mix between Vermeer and whatever this is called, Primavera, and I think I'm gonna put Primavera on my eyelid and Vermeer in my inner corner, but then I'm also gonna top this with Thunderstruck by Kat Von D, because like just can't get enough. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So next I'm going to take like my old school Sonia Kashuk flat shader brush. I'll never get rid of this thing because it's literally the most perfect thing for the inner corner of the eye. So I'm going to take Vermeer, put that on at the very inner corner. And then, like I said, I'm gonna kind of top it off with Thunderstruck. Because I like this, it's just not as brightening as I would like it to be. Continue what I said I was gonna do and use Thunderstruck on the inner corner, and I'm also going to use it as a cheek highlighter because I forgot my highlighter. And go back and blend around these edges. So my favorite highlighting brush is another one by Royal and Nickel. I just really, really enjoy the shape of this. I feel like it fits the cheekbones super nicely. So this stuff is so beautiful. At first, everybody was talking about it, and I'm like, come on. It's just another highlighter, right? And then I bought it, and I'm like, oh, yes. Girl. It's not actually what I said, but I wanted to. On the inside, that's what I said. Put a little bit on the bridge of the nose, blend it around. A little bit on my bulbous nose. Don't worry, I'll blend all of this. I know it's like super heavy right now. And my Cupid's bow. Doop. That's done. And then I'm going to take my Anastasia Fawn. Oh, yeah, it's in the shade Fawn. It's the contour color. And I'm just going to put that in the hollows of my cheeks, and then I'll actually bronze with my new favorite bronzer, oh my god. which, spoiler, will be in my haul video. Should have thought that through. Anyway. Alright. Just really, really lightly. I don't necessarily contour. I sculpt. I think there's a huge difference. I think contouring is like super heavy, on screen, not like I am on screen. You know what I mean? Like plays to bring like hella dimension back in your face. I don't need that in the sun. My car mirror is gonna be like, girl, you're fine. And be like, you're right. Why did I do this? So yeah, just a tiny, tiny bit. Doop. Look at these. Look at this brush. I found these at Walmart. I think they're so pretty. And they're actually like pretty soft considering like the price point and the fact that I'm not sure I want to know where they were made. Okay, so we have that. I have no idea what blush I want to wear. Bronzer first, and then we'll figure that out. Alright, so my new favorite bronzer, like I said, is, what is this called? Oh god. Oh god. Bronzed Bondi. It's Bondi. Get your stuff together. But it's one of the new Becca Luminous ones, and this looks like ridiculously warm, but you'll see. You'll see. And the bronzer brush that I'm going to use is yet another Royal and Lay Nickel bronzer brush. I love how it's like a really, really fat paddle brush, so gives me a lot of coverage really, really fast. Also, I just got this, and like already the pattern is starting to wear away. Sorry, my air conditioning just kicked on, so you know, there's that. Welcome to Interruptions with Holly Ann. Alright. So just the tops. Hit the high points. Boom, one side done. Look at that glow. Like I said, once I'm done, I will blend everything together with the same powder brush that I used to set my face, because it still has a little bit of powder on it. Do you know what I love most about bronzer on my forehead? People tell me it makes it look smaller. You know, YouTube tells me that. I don't believe it, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna be like, today, I have a smaller forehead because I put on bronzer. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose, like haphazardly, because that's how sun actually naturally hits you. It's not like, oh, let me chisel you. It's like, hey, you got burned. Here's some sun. Take it or leave it. Also bringing it down, way down onto the neck and a little bit on my chin. Bronzer's done. Try to do that really, really fast. Okay, and then faux blush. Faux blush. I think I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with blush next. And the color that I'm going to use is Video by Urban Decay. It's kind of, you know, your basic nude. I think it's work appropriate, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm gonna wear a red blazer today, so I don't want like a whole, I did mention that like 5 times, Jesus. I just don't want like a whole lot of like color on my face. That makes sense. Shout out to Goss Makeup Artist for telling us all not to smile when we put on our blush. It's changed my life, really. It really has. Like no shade. It really, really has. Because I was like, man, why is my blush all the way down here when it should be up here? And then he was like, girl, it's because you're smiling. And I was like, oh. So I'll just never smile again when I put on blush. I just did it. Okay. So, there's video. I like it. It's real pretty. Real pretty. So, now I'm going to go off camera, do my mascara, liner, and eyebrows. And I will be right back and we'll pick the lipstick. Okay, so while I was gone, I went ahead and did my eyebrows. I used my Anastasia Perfect Brow, won't be long, and this one will be finished as well. For my eyeliner, I used 2 eyeliners, one for my waterline and one for my top lash line. The one for my waterline is probably my favorite black eyeliner I've ever used. It never smudges on me. I'd never have to worry about it fading, and it's the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering eyeliner. It's, you know, the really, really, really big one that lasts you 10 years. And then for my upper lash line, I use Kat Von D Trooper. And then I also went ahead and picked my lipstick. I did something really neutral because I felt like the eyes are... They're a little much, you know what I mean? They're a little much. So I chose the not Makeup Revolution, the Revolution lipstick in Naked from Urban Decay. This is something that I am trying to use up. I will be doing a Project Pan intro soon, so you will see this. I also sprayed my face with Urban Decay setting spray. I think I mentioned previously in an MB's video, I don't necessarily think that these make your makeup last all day long. I just really like how it melts everything into the skin. And the large bottles, which I have 2 of, and I just filled them in this smaller one, were on sale for 18 bucks. So I just stocked up on them because I'm going to use a setting spray for that anyway. So why not just get one that's super inexpensive? And I think that is going to be all. I hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I hope I edited it down enough to where you are willing to listen to me ramble on, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, but never press that notification button because nobody wants to hear that ding all the time. Okay, bye guys.